This episode is absolutely extra special. Right now, I'm sitting down with a legend, an icon, what I consider, one of hip hop's pioneers. If you're from New York, you're going to consider him a GOAT. Welcome, the one, the only DJ Enuff.
Thank you, honey.
How are you feeling today?
Feel good. Now I feel even better that I'm here with you.
You look good.
Thank you. You look great too.
You look well rested. I like this for you.
Yeah, I didn't shovel the snow today. My wife did.
Pero venga acá, espérate. Vamos a tener problema tú y yo si pusiste a la mujer tuya to shovel
I'm
the
gonna tell you why.
¿Por qué? Dime.
I have a bad heart.
Okay, that's valid.
My doctor
That's
says
valid.
you cannot do that. That's the last thing he wants me to do. So,
I mean, we forgive you.
so I wait for my brother-in-law to come. He has a máquina, and that's it. The snow goes away. But I did her car.
Okay, listen, as long as when she went to go get in the car, no había nieve,
Okay.
no hay problema.
All right.
DJ Enuff. I can't believe we're doing this right now.
This is amazing.
There could have been a lot of obstacles in the past, but, God cleared the way for me and you to sit down today and have this conversation.
I love it.
And for you to allow me, to share with our audience and, with Latinos worldwide,
Right.
who you are.
That's right.
What you've done, the impact that you have caused,
Right.
not just in New York, but in hip hop,
Mm-hmm.
as un hombre puertorriqueño.
Right.
Like hip hop, like here, your name is synonymous with hip hop. But let's take it back. Let's start from the beginning. Where were you born?
I was born here in New York in Harlem.
Harlem Hospital?
No, Metropolitan.
Okay.
I was born a long time ago. And
We don't gotta say when you were born. Listen.
But it's important because I think we have to navigate the times
Tell me
that I grew up in, right?
Oh no, for sure we are.
So it was in the 70s.
Okay.
And the city was on the verge of being bankrupt. And the Bronx was burning. And, my parents, I always say this, I was created or made in the Lower East Side because both my parents were from the Lower East Side of Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
But born in Harlem, but then raised in Brooklyn. So that's my navigation of being a New York City boy.
You rep BK all day, but
I have to. But I can't forget the Lower East Side either because I was made there.
of course not, because when I was doing the research, it was like LES and Brooklyn. I was like, we got to get into this. So you were actually created in the LES.
100%, yep.
Your parents, both Puerto Rican?
Yep.
Migrated to the United States, or were they born here?
They were born in Puerto Rico, both of them, and they migrated in maybe the 50s.
So
or
you're first
60s.
generation Latino.
Yeah, from here, yep.
Siblings?
I got a sister.
She's still with us?
Yep, her name is Leslie. Shout out to Leslie. She lives in Florida now.
Of course,
Brooklyn head, but
half of us New Yorkers, like eventually we like, I'm out. I'm going to Florida.
I'm ready to go too.
Today snowed here in New
It's
York.
snowing in New York, y'all.
And that's why he's saying that.
It's too much sometimes.
Has DJ Enuff ever had a job outside of DJing or music?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You want to laugh?
Please tell me, because I'm like, this man could not have ever had a
All
job.
right,
I feel
I'm
like.
going to tell you my funny story.
Tell me.
So I had one turntable.
This is all we could afford?
Yes. I didn't have enough money.
What was it like?
It was like $500-$600 for the next turntable. So I was like, I don't got that money.
That's a lot.
So I went to work. And I worked at Nathan's.
The hot dog spot?
100%. I was flipping burgers and hot dogs and fries at Nathan's in Kings Plaza, Brooklyn at the mall. But that part was easy for me because I've always liked cooking because I used to be a short order cook. So that was nothing to me. The part that made me feel weird was that they made me dress up in a hot dog suit.
Oh,
I'm on the corner of Flatbush
never.
and Avenue U giving out coupones to get discounts on the hot dogs and the French fries.
Was this your hood?
Yes.
Never.
I was like, if they see me, but
it's over.
no, I was good because the thing covered my head, so nobody knew it was me.
Oh, okay. So you had a full hot dog suit on.
But nobody knew it was me, but I knew it was me. And that was just enough to bother me.
You were like, this is not my life.
This is not it. I can't do this.
When did you, discover you loved music and that you wanted to buy that first turntable? Like, what was it?
I mean, I've always loved music. My parents were always big with music. My dad, strictly Fania, All-Stars, Salsa, that was his thing. My mother was straight, like Motown. And collectively, that was my soundtrack to my life. So it was like, oh, wow. So it's like Willie Colon, Hector Lavoe, Ruben Blades on one side. Entonces, I got Marvin Gaye, Smokey Robinson, and Dinah Ross on the other. And that's how I grew up. That was my soundtrack. And it made the perfect sense because we lived in the projects at the time. And all my neighbors were either Moreno or, black or, Latino like me. So that was it. That was the gist of my soundtrack. And then being, playing in the open lots and, we were poor. We had no money. And thank God my father was a hard working. He busted his butt. He was a sanitation man. And then after that, he became a firefighter.
Both for the city?
Yeah.
Oh,
both
he
for the
had
city.
2 pensions.
Yeah. And he retired 1 year before 9/11. Thank God, because his house was in Brooklyn. And he probably wouldn't even be here now if that was the case. So that's why I say thank God.
No, amen. Hardworking man.
Mm-hmm.
So you watched Dad, work overtime.
Yeah, I watched Dad do his thing, and then he took us out the hood, and we moved to a place called Stuyvesant Town, which was on like a 14th Street. And that was the first time I witnessed like racism towards me.
From who?
From kids.
Okay.
That I went to school with. That was the worst part. They were all like either Irish, little Italian kids. Even Chinese kids were amongst the group.
That were bullying?
And then me and my sister would walk home from school, and then these kids were like throwing like dirt bombs at us. I don't know if you know what that is. It's like if you go to certain places where they have like flowers in the beds, the beds sometimes crumble up like rocks.
Oh, yeah.
And it's all dirt. So they would pick up these dirt bombs and they would be throwing them at us, and then like, get out of here, brown people. That's what they said. Get out of here, you brown people. And I was laughing, like, brown people, that's what we are? I guess that's what we are. We're brown people.
Did you feel resentment at that point? Like, why am I here? Why am I not back where I felt comfortable?
Yeah, to a certain degree. But it was like, but I understood because my dad and my mom worked hard to put us in a better space. No more pissy elevators.
That's what our parents do.
No more of the homeless dude in the hallway at 2 a.m, like coughing and making noise. So you kind of appreciate it after a while. So it's just that initial moment. That got fixed, but
that shock,
But it is shocking. And like they threw rocks and stuff, and then we're in the house now, and now they're throwing stuff through the windows.
So they targeted the house.
Yeah,
too.
Man. I was like, wow. It was a building. We lived in a building still. But to see that, I was only maybe like in 2nd grade.
Oh, you're a baby.
And then my sister was probably in nursery school still or whatever. So that was kind of tough for me to swallow at that time.
It's crazy because you still have that memory. It's core memories.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, this is
because it hurts.
And it's like all your parents want to do is give you a better life, put you in a better environment.
And the crazy part, when I think about it, I used to live on 6th Street, 4th Street, different places in Lower East Side. The place I'm talking about was only on 14th Street. Only a few blocks away, 10 blocks away, I would be back in my own hood.
But if you're not from New York, we have areas that are very segregated. We have places like Chinatown. We have places where like Jamaicans live. We have places where Irish live. But to even, just think about it, you're like, wow, I just moved a couple of blocks down. But in that radius, they didn't want us.
Right.
But eventually, you became part of the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And it all worked out. Mom and Dad were like, we can live here.
Yeah, we lived there for a few years. And then we went to Queens. South Ozone Park, Queens. I ended up living with like one of my mom's co-workers and good friends and stuff. We lived there for a little while, and that was cool. But it was just traveling back and forth, from Queens to Lower East Side, and then grandma. Like, I'm a latchkey kid. For
Same.
people who don't know latchkey, so I would have a key around my neck on a string. And that's how we opened the door. So at 1st grade, 2nd grade, I'm on a New York City bus by myself, going to grandma's house. But that was normal.
It was.
All the kids did that. And grandma would be at the bus stop in front of the projects waiting for me to get off. And I'd be like, hi, grandma. So that's not the way it was.
A child on a New York City bus. Like, that's unheard of
You
now.
won't even see that today.
Are you crazy?
No way.
People call the police if they see a kid on a bus alone.
I know.
And that was us. We were just like, here's my bus pass. Te montaba en una guagua. Te montaba en los trenes.
That's it.
Over here dodging
no problem. Not
people
a problem.
on the street. Nobody kidnapping.
Not a problem.
But that's the reason why we became who we became.
I agree.
That resilience. You know what I'm saying? We weren't scared from children.
Nah, from nothing.
And it builds character.
It does.
I feel like that's being taken away from kids nowadays. It's just like, they're so sheltered.
Yeah.
They be 30 years old and still afraid to move out of their house. Meanwhile, we were like 17 and you're like, when can I move?
Yeah. It's tough taking the kid out the hood.
It definitely.
But in a good way.
Yeah, it is. They took me out the hood. You know, it's like we were on 151st and Broadway,
Right.
and they took us to Long Island.
I remember that.
Trust me, it was shocking. The teachers were different. The kids were different. It was just like, what is happening? I went from like black and brown to like, even though the area I went to had a lot of Latinos, there was still a lot of, segregation
Right.
and racism.
Right.
So I know exactly where. And all my mother wanted to do was she's like, vamos mudarnos para Long Island because aquí, there was crackheads, prostitutes, drug dealers. It was just not a place to raise
It's crazy.
kids. And that was the reality for a lot of Latino parents. Like when they first land here, they go anywhere. Wherever we can afford the rent. If I could rent a room here and go with my 3-4 kids. But then eventually we get, jobs. We can buy homes. We get credit. And then that shock comes in. It's just like,
Right.
yeah, we want to give these kids a better life. But other people feel like we don't belong here.
Right. So let me tell you a funny story about my son, right? I took my son. My son he wasn't really from the hood like that. He grew up in Brooklyn. We lived in a nice part of Brooklyn, so it wasn't that part of. Anyway, when he's a kid, he wanted to have blue eyes and blonde hair, right? And he was like upset because he didn't have that. And I was looking at him. I was like, "What do you mean?" So I had to teach him a lesson. I said, "Your skin is that way because we made you that way, and it's special." He was like, "What do you mean?" I said, "I'm gonna show you something. Come take a walk with me." I took him to CVS, okay, upstate New York. And I went to the suntan section. I said, "Papi, read all these brands. Bando Soleil, whatever, all these
Hawaiian Tropics.
all that."
Yeah,
I said, "Look how expensive this is. Look at the price." I said, "Everybody that you talk about you want to be, they come here, they buy this so they could be the color you are. So trust me, enjoy your pigmentation, enjoy your Latino-ness.
Enjoy your melanin.
Yeah, enjoy it, papi, because trust me, people are paying big bucks just to have a little bit of that.
To be who we are.
Right? You peep that?
No, and that's
Was that a
fact.
good,
Especially now.
was that a good lesson for my son?
Oh, that was an amazing lesson. It was just like, you see all these potes right here, la blanquita lo compran y se quieren poner morenita como tú.
Exactly.
And it's true. Now, DJ Enuff, when did the idea of like, I can be a DJ surface in your mind? And was it like, did you touch somebody else's equipment and you're
I was
like,
in high school.
uh-huh.
My friend Larry Robinson, his name is L Son. That's his, his tag name. We used to have hooky parties.
Mhm.
And for you young cats know what a hooky party is. We used to cut from school and go to these hooky parties. And these hooky parties used to have a purple or red light.
Claro.
And back then we'd play slow jams. We played reggae and dance hall records.
Kind of get a little feisty.
And that way we could get close to each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So anyway, he has the turntables on deck. And he's like, "Yo, come upstairs to the room. I want to show you the equipment." So I'm like, "All right, cool." And he's cutting up this record called Good Times by Chic, which is like the hip hop 101, whatever. So he's cutting it. He's cutting it. So how do you do that? And he goes, "Put your hand on this side, just wheel it back to that point and let it go. And then again on this side." So I was like, "I'll try it." So the first time I tried it, I caught it. Without headphones, without nothing, without even trying.
Are you kidding me?
So he was like, "Wow." He was like, "Wow." He was like, "Wow." So I caught it. So, but in all fairness, remember that one turntable I told you I had?
Yeah.
I was playing with that one turntable like it was a guitar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I only had one turntable.
But what even prompted you to buy a turntable if you weren't a DJ per se at that moment?
Because my uncles were DJs.
Oh,
My dad had a turntable. And I think it was about my dad. I think it was more about respecting his equipment and his records.
Oh, so you don't want to touch
He was
his
always
stuff?
like, "Don't touch my stuff."
No me toque mis cosas.
Yeah, don't touch my stuff. But I told my dad this story the other day. I said, "Dad, you don't realize this, but you're the reason why I became a hip hop DJ." And he's like, "Why?" I said, "Because you had a copy of Planet Rock in your collection by Africa Bambaataa and the Zulu Nation. Papi, that record changed my life." And he was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, that was it. Once I heard that."
Who played? He played it or you played it?
No, I played it.
You were like, what's this?
Yeah, I was like, "What's this?" Because it said Planet Rock. I said, "This is not Hector Lavoe. This is not Ruben." Like everything in my house was always Fania All Stars. I read the credits to everything.
Salsa, Puertorriqueños.
Merengue. That's it.
So that record was like, what is this?
What is this? And I heard, "Party people, can y'all get funky? So Sonic Force, can y'all get funky?" No Zulu Nation, you'll get funky. And he goes, yeah, just hit me. And I'm over here like, wow. I lost my mind.
You're like, what is
And when I
this?
think about this record, that record in itself is the reason why there's Miami bass or there's drum and bass and all these other kinds of genres of music. So I was like, wow, I'm so happy I wanted to do that.
That is such an incredible.
But that's the truth.
Did you take the record? You were like, this record is mine, or you put it right back where you found it?
No, I had to put it back because I didn't want to get Dad.
You
mad.
want no problems,
I
right?
want no problems because Dad would have knocked me out.
Did Dad ever tell you where the record came from?
No.
Wow.
Because I asked him, I said, Dad, did you know you had that record? He doesn't even recall even having that record. But if it was a Fania All-Stars record, he knew exactly where he got it from.
He'd be like, I bought it on Tuesday, December 17th at 8 o'clock. It cost me $3.99.
He probably bought it from Bates Record Shop on the Lower East Side on Delancey Street. Yo, Bates was a famous record store. Your dad used to go there? Ah!
That's
Sorry.
crazy that record made it to your house and, triggered something in you.
Yeah.
Because who knows if DJ Enuff would even exist if that random record didn't make it to your house.
Think about that.
And then we got the second turntable? ¿Qué pasó, dime?
Yeah, after I worked at Nathan's for a little while.
You were a hot dog real quick?
After I was a hot dog or a hamburger or whatever.
Whatever was required, right?
I made it happen.
Do you remember how much you were getting paid as a hot dog?
It probably would take me 2-3 weeks just to even try to get a turntable easy. Because, what do you make, $200 a week if that?
Yeah, what was it, like $4 an hour, $3-something?
I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, it would take forever.
Yeah, forever.
But eventually we got the second. What were they? 1200s? What was
Techniques 1200s, and I bought them
Respect to the man.
downtown Brooklyn by the Albee Square Mall. That no longer exists.
And you brought them home. What was your setup at home?
It was on top of my dresser.
Okay, in bedroom. Oh.
Yep, in my bedroom, on top of a dresser. I had an amp, 2 turntables, a Newmark mixer, and a small little portable fan to put on top of the amp so it doesn't overheat.
¿Y qué dijo tu mamá? What your mother said when she saw this setup in the room?
She was like, what is this? And then my grandmother was the best. She goes, what is this?
Abuela?
Why are you playing this music? Why are you not playing salsa?
Oh, when you started, the records that you started playing were
She was
questioned.
Like, what is this? What is this? I'm like, Mommy, but this is what I love. And at that moment, right, you feel like you're not Latino. You feel like you're going against your peoples. And because grandma said that. Grandma's the head of the household. She's the matriarch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So whatever she says goes. And then I felt like I lost her a little bit. Like she was like a little, she wasn't upset, but maybe a little bit like.
You're deviating from what they're used to.
From what they're used to.
So that sometimes is rejected, by Latino parents. Like I remember when I would play hip hop, my mother would be like, ¿qué es lo que tú estás escuchando? My mother doesn't even speak English. So to her, that was super foreign. It was like, ¿y esa música?
So, I was talking to your producer, and he talked about a time where he was bringing up access schools in Long Island. Mm-hmm. And I remember meeting L. Boogs, DJ Cass One, Renee, who works for 50 Cent from G-Unit now. And they all went to school up there also. And I was really tight with them and Freddie P. Now, the crazy thing about this is that all these kids are Dominican. All these boys are young Dominican boys. Mm-hmm. And it almost brought me back to me being a child because I was watching them. They were in love with the same music I loved, but they all came from Spanish households, And I was like, yo, these guys are amazing.
But you were already DJ now.
I was already the man.
Yeah.
I was so entrenched into hip-hop that I forgot how powerful bachata was becoming. And then the influx of Dominicans. So now it was like, in the very beginning, when I was a young kid growing up, it was all Puerto Ricans. Yeah, there's some Dominicans were here, but you guys weren't here yet.
He said you guys weren't here yet.
Right.
I love that.
But I started to realize that I said, wow, things are changing. So I'll give you a perfect example. When I used to do Friday, Saturday nights at Jimmy's Bronx Cafe, it was me, DJ Lobo, Precise, maybe L. Boogs, and DJ Threat.
Latino. All 4 or 5 that you mentioned.
And I started to realize Precise and Lobo started changing their music up. They started playing like bachata heavy, and then they were playing like típico. And I was like, yo, what is this? Because usually típico, you only heard like if you went to like a house party in the Heights somewhere, and someone's aunt or uncle was throwing a party. It wasn't like a young kid thing. It was like an older, kind of situation.
Yeah, Dominicans, we love típico, but it was like mommy, papi.
Right.
Yeah.
But the parties were popping.
Yeah, it was lit.
It was lit everywhere. So it'd be like, enough, where we going? Mama, we're going to the heights. Let's go. And I would learn this energy from these new young Dominicans that I was hanging around. So I entrusted them with so much of like the culture and being Latino because if I wasn't living it no more, they were living it for me. And they were like, no, enough, we gotta do this. No, you gotta play that. Vamos, we're gonna go eat, let's go to this restaurant to go eat this. And they taught me all that. So it felt like a second coming home of New York that I was always a part of, but they showed me different neighborhoods that I never was able to maybe go and explore on my own. So it was my first time going to Broadway, like where you said you were from. That's where we hung out.
Yeah, you were like, let's
The
bring it up
Precinct,
to the
whatever,
heights. Yeah.
McDonald's on Broadway. It was on fire. And I got to meet a lot of people. Club 2000 was up there. There was a lot of great experiences that I had, being around my Dominican brothers and sisters.
And now, now that you mentioned that they brought you back because you were so deeply engulfed in hip hop, let's bring it back to hip hop. Latinos in hip hop, the beginning of hip hop, which you are very much a part of.
Yep.
How did you become involved in the music industry? Like, was it an artist that you met, or how did this all come about?
Well, my best friend at the time, his name was Renee McLean. Renee McLean ran the Mix Show Power Summit. He also managed a few people, like, I think they were managing Khalees at one time. They were doing some stuff with Jim Jones and Dipset. They were also doing stuff with this guy named Fish, who was a promoter, and he was a ticket guy. So we go way back. But the biggest thing they had, he was a record label guy.
Okay.
And I was his intern.
Okay.
So,
was that your gateway into the music industry?
Yes, 100%.
Because
for the first 3-4 years, everybody was like, "Oh, you're Renee's boy. Oh, Renee's boy. You're Renee." They didn't know my name.
What did you go by at that point? Did you have your DJ name already?
No, my real name is Ephraim.
So you were
Lopez.
Ephraim.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they'd be like, Ephraim. And then they're like, "Oh, you're Renee's boy, right? Yeah, come over here."
Ven pa acá.
So then at that moment, when I became an intern, that's when I was like, I really got to do this DJ thing. I got the turntables. I have my mixer now. I'm going back and forth. I'm DJing. I remember I'm up at like Welcome to the Terror Dome from the Public Enemy was my favorite record, Run DMC, those guys. And that was the start of everything. And then an OG by the name of Red Alert came to one of my parties.
The Red Alert, the icon.
The
Red
icon,
Alert. Yeah.
right. And Funkmaster Flex was leaving his apprenticeship with Flex to start.
We're going so far back. We're talking about Flex being an apprentice.
Yeah, because
I love this.
That's the gist of me and Flex's kind of like, I don't want to say beef, but the way we kind of don't.
Dynamics.
Thank you, German. Thank you. Because we all stem from him. And if it's almost like if you don't make daddy happy, it doesn't make sense. So it's like the good son, the bad son, the bad son, the good son, who's going to make daddy happier?
Yeah.
Because daddy made everything happen for us. Whether we like it or not, that's the truth. Daddy made everything happen for us. So I get my shot. I'm interning, but I'm also on the radio now. So it's like, it's crazy. I was working, my last job before I went into DJ mode was I was working for a toy company. It was called Just Toys. And they were located on 23rd Street in the Toy District, right off of 5th Avenue and 23rd Street.
New York is so crazy. We have a toy district.
We do.
And what were you doing at this, toy company?
Packing up toys and shipping them out.
Boxing toys.
I was like a UPS guy, but in the toy company.
It's so crazy.
I worked for Renee McLean's brother,
mm-hmm.
and I told him I started to get popular, so I was getting gigs, and I started noticing I was coming home at 4 or 5 in the morning, and I called the guy. I said, "Yo, bro, I don't know how long I could keep doing this, but I'm just giving you a heads up." And then one day I called him. I said, "Okay, Pop, I love you, and I love that you gave me a shot, but I can't do it no more, so I gotta go."
Mm.
And that's it. And then I worked forever just behind the turntables.
It's your legacy. It's who you are. It's who we know you to be.
Yeah.
I was wondering. I was like, I wonder if he ever had any other job other than DJ Enuff.
A couple, but not really.
Your bread and butter was always your turntables.
That's right.
And we can't talk DJ Enuff without talking about Biggie Smalls.
Mm-mm.
Like, that's
my guy.
That is such a pivotal part of who you are, your career, and your story.
Yeah.
How did you and Biggie get connected? Who decided you should work with Biggie?
Well, initially, it's going to be a 2-part story because
Okay.
I got to tell you what I did for him
We got time.
first.
Uh-huh.
That gave me the open door to be a part of him. I knew these guys who were promoters, and they had a party at what used to be Suede. I think it was called the Big Pussycat, or it was Big Black Cat Pussycat, something like that. It was on 13th Street off of 4th Avenue. And Biggie was trying to get in. They were not letting him in.
New York could be like that
He's
sometimes.
from Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got Tim's on, Carcanite jeans, a hoodie, and he's with the guys from MOP. And I had to vouch for him.
You were DJing there that night?
No, I wasn't DJing. I was just gonna hang out because it was a dope spot to hear like funk, soul, and like all the foundation that, you know, like Primo and Pete Rock and those guys would sample. Mm-hmm. You heard all that funk and soul at this party.
You were there
for the music. It was very similar to like a soul kitchen. So I got him into the party, and he just thanked me immensely for it. At the end of that party, he goes in his pocket and gives me a cassette of Ready to Die.
You lying.
Okay? It's nowhere near the time for it being released. And, honey, it wasn't an official cassette from the record label. It was like a 90-minute, like, Maxwell tape or something.
Like, I know, the ones with the label, the sticky, you buy it at Record Town.
Yeah, so he gives it to me, and he gives me a wink, and he goes, do what you gotta do. You can't tell me do what I gotta do. You know what that means? Do what you gotta do? Took the record, went to the station. Mm-hmm. Me and my team, we started cleaning up the records. We played them on the radio. Now, I'm on fire right now. The streets is talking. Yo, Enuff is playing this guy, Biggie. And there was already a buzz on him because Puff was working at Uptown Records at the time. And he was, Biggie was signed to Uptown. Mm-hmm. It wasn't Aris the Bad Boy yet. It wasn't created. So I did the album release party permiso. I did the single release party for Party MBS bullshit. Mm-hmm. And that's how I got to know him, and we got tight, whatever. And then I get a phone call from Puff. I'm at the radio station. Do you guys have a thing here called like a hotline or a warm line whenever the big bosses call?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so he called on that line. We're like, yeah. Yo, where's DJ Enuff? So he said, yo, it's Puff. I'm like,
what I did?
What happened? What I did? Yo, what's up? Yo, what the fuck is wrong with you, homeboy? You crazy? I think he called me player or playboy or something like that. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to remember all the gist of it, but I know he wasn't happy.
That you were playing the records?
He was pissed. Because this is way before it's even out. Nobody has it. There's no artwork.
He's still working with him. This is before he took him with him. So he's like, it's getting out early, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. So I don't know what's happening here. I'm like, I thought I got, Biggie said, yo, do your thing, playboy. So I'm over here like.
Biggie jamming you up?
Yo, no, but I'm from Brooklyn and he's from Brooklyn. And I'm going to show my guy some love. I appreciate him. I love what he's doing. I love what he represents. Let's go get it.
You was on fire.
But I'm young DJ Enuff. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
Do you remember how old you were?
No.
In your 20s?
Definitely in my 20s.
Because it makes a difference, the age.
I didn't know about marketing budgets. Mm-hmm. I didn't know about photo shoots and artwork for the...
And none of that had happened.
None of it happened yet.
You jumped the gun.
I jumped the gun. So Puff was pissed.
Me imagino.
So technically, in reality, I could have been hurting him.
Of course, yeah. You could have...
Instead of giving them the rollout he's supposed to intentionally get, right? Mm-hmm. So Puff's cursing at me, cursing and yelling. I'm like, yeah, Puff, yeah. It's to a point where he's cursing so much, my ears are tired. I'm like, all right, you either going to kill me or what? Like, where we going with this? So I laugh it off. Mm-hmm. I don't see him for like maybe 2-3 weeks. Nothing. I didn't bump into him in a club.
But you didn't play the music anymore?
No, I stopped.
Okay, you were like, let's put this cassette on the side.
Right. I bump into him in Atlantic City.
All the way in AC?
The radio station I was working for at the time had this thing called Players Ball. It was
I remember the Players Ball.
Okay, that.
Yeah.
I'm there with Ed Lover, Angie Martinez,
Icon.
Miss Jones,
Icon.
a bunch of heads, right? Bunch of us. So after we kind of like finishing our players ball, and it wasn't late. It was like an early thing. I see Puff in the hallway for the first time since he cursed me out. So I'm over here like, oh, here comes this dude.
You're like,
so I'm over here like,
que vaina.
I'm like, not now, bro. Come on, bro. And here he comes. Yo, I want to talk to you. Here comes the bullshit. And he pulled me to the side. He goes, yo, I'm thinking about switching up DJs for Biggie. I want to know if you want to go on the road with B.I.G. I was like, B.I.G. I thought about it for a second. I said, let me think about it. He said, what do you mean you think about it? At the time, Biggie only had Party and Bullshit out, maybe Unbelievable, and that's it. And then the next thing was Juicy or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I could get the order wrong. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We know the album, yeah.
And Puff was like, what do you mean when you think about it?
That was an insult. You even having to think about it, right?
Exactly. But in my mind, I'm like, yo.
You got to think about what you got to do.
I'm on the radio now.
Mm-hmm.
I got my dream job finally. I don't know if I want to go on the road and DJ.
You could lose it all by going on the road.
Right. But then I spoke to my manager at the time. Her name was Jessica Rosenblum, and her and Puff were real tight. And I said, you know what? Let's try it. Let's do it. I spoke to Clark Kent, rest in peace. Yes. And Clark was like, it's real simple, bro. I'm going to lay out the whole entire show for you. I got all the components. I'll just give you everything. Boom, 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 boom. And that's it. It'll be an easy piece of cake for you, I promise you. And the money's decent. I'm like, all right, cool, I'll take that. It's better than Nathan's.
Absolutely.
See or no?
Claro que sí.
All right. I got tired of dressing up as a hot dog.
You were like, that's it, no more hot dog. I'm going to be a tour DJ now.
I'm sorry, I got to laugh.
Nah, that's, it's a turning point for you.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Mr. Clark Kent. He showed me the way. I tried to do the best I could. I always wanted to mind my business. And I think the guys who were Biggie's boys, they appreciated that because they could do their thing and not feel like I was a outsider. Because they didn't know me. They knew of me, but they didn't know me, and I didn't know them.
How did the conversation go with Big? Like, yo, I'm your DJ now. Like, did Puff introduce you? Like, Big, like, yo, come up. I'm gonna let Big know the news, or did he call you? How did that go?
I met up with this guy named Hawk. Or Hawk, I think Hawk. Sorry, Hawk was his road manager at the time, and that's how I met them. And I go to St. James Place in Bed-Stuy, and I meet in front of Biggie's brownstone or apartment. Well, it was his apartment. And then waiting for all the cars to pull up. And I think back then, we didn't even have a tour bus. We were doing just like weekend dates. So, you get up in the car, you pack as many dudes in the car as you can, or a van, or whatever it is, and we just go out that way.
You roll out.
That's it. And I got to meet him. Yo, what's up, buddy? And Big remembered me. He'd be like, yo, yeah. Big was like, that's my guy.
Yeah.
That's the guy who went crazy on the radio for me. That's the guy who got me into the club. So I was good with Big.
He already knew who you were. He was like, let's rock?
Yeah.
How nervous were you? Or was it okay, like leaving home?
I was nervous as hell. My first show was in D.C.
Mm-hmm.
There's a record that he does called Me and My Bitch.
I love that song. I love that song.
But we do the live version with Zapp and Roger where I catch Computer Love. Computer Love. It goes, when I met you. So that was that. I had that particular vinyl had double vinyls, right? So it's like it's A, B, C, and D. That was the vinyl, right? Mm-hmm. So the pieces I needed was on A and B, but I took C and D by mistake. So I'm already at the venue with the wrong vinyls.
With the wrong. And this is your first time?
First show.
Never.
Ever. Don't come around here no more if I screw this up. I tell the road manager, me and him take a break. He's like, yo, just tell him to play music, something. Me and him run back to the hotel room. I'm running. I get back. There was a shootout.
At the venue?
At the venue, outside the venue, there was, police shut down everything. It was crazy. So it gave me more time.
Oh, for sure.
Whatever. And so I get there, we do the show, and it worked out okay. Then after that, I DJ'd for him until he passed. It was a great time with him. I got to learn a lot from them, When I say them, I mean him and Junior Mafia.
You toured the world, went everywhere?
Not everywhere, but I did all the states in New York. In America.
Mm-hmm.
Went to Rotterdam, Amsterdam, a few places like that.
That's dope.
Bahamas, whatever, but Jamaica. So
it exposed you to a different world, right?
A lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Did you get to go to Asia with Big?
Or
that was later on your own?
No, he never got to go to Asia.
Because I know people love you in Japan.
Yeah.
Like, you're a big-ass deal out there.
Well, I hope I'm still a big-ass deal out there.
That's what I said. You're a big-ass deal out there. But you didn't go with Big. You went on your own later on.
Yeah, went on my own, yeah.
Now, something also that's super connected to you is the heavy hitters.
Yes.
R.I.P. DJ Threat.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Who formulated this? How did this come together?
It was DJ Threat. Initially, what's the other guy's name I'm talking about? The one I have differences with or whatever?
Yeah, Funk Master Flex.
Yeah, him. I initially wanted to be in his organization. He had a crew called the Big Dog Pitbulls.
I remember that.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It was a big deal to me. He had the DJ Twins, who were Redman's DJs. He had DJ Premier down with him. He had a bunch of DJs, Cypher Sounds, a bunch of really good DJs.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, looking at him in the hallway like, yo, what's up? I'm going to be down with this or what?
You gonna put me on, bro?
And he kind of said no. He goes, you know what, Enuff, the last time we were part of Flip Squad DJs, that was really more of a Jessica thing. I want this to really be my thing. So in reality, I'm going to say no to you. So I was like, all right, cool.
No problema.
But in reality, and I'll say this with all fairness and not even with a blink,
mm-hmm.
I was hurt.
Oh, of course. You're rejected.
I was like, what? How could that happen?
And you're the DJ Enuff.
Right. I mean, I'm not there yet, but I'm on my way. But Threat was the one that put the battery in my back. And he was like, yo, man, fuck that, bro.
What was your relationship with Threat? Just friends?
No, Threat was my apprentice.
Okay.
I used to do the morning show back then, and he would come from Brentwood, Long Island, to Brooklyn, New York, pick me up in a van, drop me off at the radio station, and then drop me off at Loud Records for lunch. Like it was like a routine. And he was on his way to do big things too. This kid.
No, of course he was. Yeah.
I was happy for him, and I just loved his energy. And he was my battery whenever I felt like I was low.
You hype you up.
Yep.
He believed in you. He saw the greatness.
But he wouldn't hype me up to do wrong.
Oh no.
He hyped me up to do right. Told him I said I wanted to be that. He was like, man, forget about him, bro. Let's do this. Let's do what? He was like, start your own crew. Who says we can't? So I was like, you know what? You're right. I didn't think about that. So we in Midtown somewhere. Maybe a little bit more in the 30s, 40s. But anyway. And this young kid named DJ Camilo comes around the corner.
Camilito.
Now, I don't know Camilo long. I know him when we used to do Casablanca in Queens,
mm-hmm.
which was like a big hip-hop Latin club. They would play all kinds of Spanish music and all kinds of hip-hop music and, calypso, dancehall. It was kind of like the soundtrack of New York. And then I said, yo, Camilo, you want to be down with us? And I don't know if he was being funny or not, but he was like, yeah, of course, I'll be down with y'all. I like you guys. So I bet, let's do it. But now it's like me, DJ Threat, DJ Camilo, and we got this little crew. So it's just us three for now. We're just talking and building. Hey, how we going to do this? I don't know. So then Camilo comes with a good idea. He goes, you know what, bro? Every DJ that we get down with or wants to get down with us, they got to be either a dope producer, a dope DJ, but they have to run their city or run their part of town, or they got to do dope mixtapes, or they got to maybe be on records.
He gave you the criteria.
Yeah.
He was like, this is what it's going to take to get down with the heavy hitters.
That's kind of like how we built it.
It was all an idea. It was
one DJ at a time.
It was all, it's crazy because sometimes we're rejected for things and
right.
and we feel like, damn, was I not good enough? But I always say, rejection is redirection.
Right.
And
I like that.
who knows if the heavy hitters would even exist if he would have been like, nah, get
That's
down
true.
with us.
That's true. Could have been, probably never would have happened.
So he did you a favor, and
100%.
all these heavy hitter DJs.
Thank you, Funk.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Rejection turned into redirection.
Good.
El presidente. There he is. There he is. And I always wondered, I'm like, what are the criteria? How do they pick? Because, if you're not from New York or you're not familiar with the heavy hitter brand, this is a big thing. Like for us here in New York, it's like, yo, they made such and such a heavy hitter. Like this is like you're being knighted here and you're getting a crown. It's like you're down with like the DJ organization.
No, it's a big deal because
it's a huge deal.
So what I forgot to tell you or mention was also the other reason why I started to expand the collective was not just because of Flex, because I was no longer a local DJ. I was starting to DJ in Miami, in Chicago, in California, in Texas. So there was a magazine I was a part of.
Mm-hmm.
There was this magazine called Hits Magazine.
Mm-hmm.
And in this column, there was a guy named Ricky Lee. And Ricky Lee had this column where he would kind of like go to the DJs all across the country who were on the radio. And he'd be like, what's your top 3 records? So that was important information for me because the guys he had on was like Felly Fell, the Baker Boys, Rich and Ray, the DJ Twins from Orlando. It was kind of all that. And I could use that to my own, ability. So now, if DJ Enuff wants to go to Texas, I could get a list from Billboard. I could get a list from the magazines, but it's not the same when you talk to your man who's from there and says, but take the record out the second verse because they're not going to like it because of this, because of that. And you DJ in spots, you're in places you're probably like by yourself or maybe one dude holding you down or whatever. And you start to realize, yo, this spot is dope. By 3 o'clock, you better get out of there because the boys are coming.
You had the cheat code.
Yeah. That was the most amazing information that I got. Because Google doesn't, I'm sorry, Google, but you guys don't give us that information we need. Like the neighborhood's bad. You ever put an address in and then Google says, this is the address you're going to, but the neighborhood's bad, so be careful. It never says that, right?
Never.
Right.
So you're having them put you on.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a cheat code. And I love that. If you're listening from any part of the world, I want to stop down and just let you know we're speaking to the man right now. DJ Enuff, like, I remember as a young girl here in New York, it's like, yo, where's Enuff at? We're going to an Enuff party, yo. It was just like, you were the man.
That's
like, you were the man for decades. It was just like, oh, my homegirls, nah, Enuff's not there. Like, we got to find out where Enuff is going to be. Like, here in New York, like, we followed you. No, we followed you. And, we watched him DJ. And you see him, you see him, you see him. It was just a thing for us New Yorkers.
I love that. That makes me feel so good. Makes me feel whole.
And it was like, especially if you're a Latino in hip hop, it was just like, he's our guy. You represented like everything that us as Latinos here in New York were or wanted to be when it come to being part of the hip hop culture.
Right.
And, there's always this conversation that comes up like Latinos in hip hop. Did we help create hip hop? You're one of the people that I'm like, yo, you can't deny us. Do you understand what Enuff did for Latinos in hip hop? And you're a name that always comes up. Like, how do you feel about the fact that sometimes they want to erase us from hip hop?
I mean, it kind of sucks.
It does. Makes me feel super whack.
Initially, this thing is twofold because for a certain degree or for a certain amount of time, a lot of people were hiding their being Latino.
That's
They
true.
weren't proud. Not like you. You're a proud Dominican. I see how you rep hard. And to me, it's no matter where you are in the world, you should be able to rep that. Right? So what happens is, because a lot of us Dominicans and Puerto Ricans look the same, and a lot of us actually look like morenos.
Yeah, we're black passing sometimes.
Right. So I'm watching some of the foundation movies that, like Wild Style, Star Wars. Me, myself, I didn't know that half the guys in the movie were Latino.
We just assumed they were all black.
We assumed that they were black because they were rapping, because they had afros, they had thick sideburns, because the way they dressed, the way they did their thing. But it wasn't until like 20, 30 years later that I got to meet them in person, talk to them. They were like, yeah, I'm Prince Whipper Whip. From Wild Style? No way. Yeah. Yeah, I'm Boricua. What? Get at it. Like, it's those kind of conversations that you freak out. And then I talk to Crazy Legs and Charlie Chase and all those guys. And you start to realize, wow, this is amazing.
But I think it also comes from us wanting to belong to the hip hop culture.
No, I get that.
And feeling like, if I say I am a Dominican or I'm a Puerto Riqueño, they might be like, nah, get out of
I
here.
know what you're saying.
So it's like we kind of like hid our identity in a way, or maybe didn't make it as blatant because we so badly wanted to be part of the culture.
Mm-hmm.
And we wanted to help create the movement that was happening right here in the Bronx, in New York.
You know what my thing is? I always say this, and this is how I think about it, y'all. So this is not history books. This is my thought process.
Yeah, this is your opinion. Yeah.
When Jamal, Rasan, and those guys created hip hop, they didn't say, yo, Jose and Efrain and Luis, you can't be a part of it. It makes no sense. We went to the same bodega. We got our sandwiches from the same spot.
We lived in the same projects?
We lived in the same projects. The babysitter who babysitted you guys probably babysitted us also. I just see that weird. Like, it's almost like you're playing Skelsy, right? Mm-hmm. Or whatever, tops. I never had a guy who says, oh, you can't play because you're Puerto Rican. I never even knew what that was.
Wasn't a thing.
No, not for me.
We were all mixed up.
Stuyvesant Town. We were all together.
We were mixed up together. It was our community. It was the way we all dressed. You know what I'm saying? I wore the shell tops. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I listened to, let's say, Mary J. Blige was the 411. I knew that album from top to bottom.
Me too.
JJ Fad. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I performed in my house. Janet Jackson.
You know what? I think the thing that might get people, or might deter them a little bit for being a little upset or concerned, we had this thing in here called the Latin Explosion.
Oh, yes? Let's talk about it.
And the Latin Explosion was so big, it was unstoppable. It was like, wow, for the first time, we have black people in nightclubs singing and reciting lyrics to Spanish records that they don't even know what they're talking about. But that's how powerful it was.
Remember that shit, Living La Vida Loca?
It was for real.
That shit was insane. That Latin Explosion.
It was a real thing. It was a real thing.
Nah, it really was. Now, did you ever feel like you weren't Latin enough because you were so engulfed in hip hop? Did you ever feel that?
Yes. A lot. To this day, I feel like that sometimes.
Un hombre puertorriqueño.
But you know what?
Dime.
I think it's people like my wife. She's Ecuadorian and Puerto Rican and French and Lebanese, but
de todo.
Yeah, she's a.
Ella un sancocho.
She is a big. I like her sancocho. Sorry, babe. But I think it's like when you meet people like her, who can kind of like reintroduce you to things. Yeah, because you don't realize things until like one day I was in a car with her partner and one of her lawyers or friends, or whatever, and she was explaining to me like how powerful the hip hop that we did here transcended all the way to Colombia or Argentina or to Venezuela. But I didn't know that because I wasn't getting my music from there. So to see it as an adult, enough. If Fade is making music with DJ Premier, you could do it too.
Of course.
Now that became my mission.
Is that where you're at right now?
Yep, right now.
I love this for you.
Right now I'm back with my producing company. They're called Man Meets Machine. Mm-hmm. Me and Jiv, he's a part of the collective. Me and him have been together since day one. We got to produce some good records. We did the Get Money remix for Biggie. We did Nobody Somebody Kills You on the Biggie Life After Death album. So we had some platinum records.
You're certified.
Oh, okay. We'll take that. So I instead of just quitting and bowing out because I had I hate talking about Puff, but, Puff was just being Puff, and I would produce a record, and then I would get co-production as opposed to getting production credit.
Was this like a money thing or ego thing?
I don't know. I think, to be honest with you, and I'm going to speak on it now because this documentary just dropped, I started to realize something, that maybe I was Biggie's additional outlet. Like,
in what sense?
If Puff controlled every part of his artistry, being an artist, being whatever. Maybe with Big, he had the freedom with me to be like, you know what? I want this record. Sample this enough. Work on this. He didn't have to go through the red tape by being at the label or going through Puff or
It was
whatever
freedom.
it was. Right.
Creative freedom.
Right. So I didn't feel that until I realized, I said, you know what? That's what it probably was. It was this. So instead of me taking it personal, it was like, this is the way Puff was with all his artists.
It's the way the man operated.
That's it.
That documentary is something else. I was like,
It is.
but it makes everything makes sense now to me, because a lot of older people in the industry were always said to me like, I'm good on him. I'm good on him. I'm good on him. I don't mess with him. No, I'm good on him. You know what I'm saying? That all makes sense.
Yeah, but to me it sucks.
What?
Because
the way it was put out?
No, not that part.
Okay.
Like, I look at all the great things he's done.
For music, yes.
But then all these, I guess, accountabilities of bad things he's done, it's like, yo, when does this stop? It's not just the Cassie girl, not it's this person, that person. It's like a lot. It's a lot.
It's so much that we can't ignore it.
Right.
You know, it was one person, like, maybe they're lying, maybe that's not how it happened, but then it just becomes like a snowball, and you're like, there's got to be some truth here.
Right.
And you know, it sucks that this is how his legacy ends or goes down, because some things you just can't fix.
And it still sucks for me because it's like, that's the guy who gave me my shot with B.I.G., right?
Sure.
And the reason why I say that, because everybody in the world still wants to know, yo, tell me a Biggie story.
Oh, we love
Yo, tell me something. Yeah. Tell me that something I don't know.
It's a gem.
It's always that.
You know, we lost Big so early. We loved him so much.
He was a baby, man.
Look at his, what, like 24?
24 years old.
Oh, baby. But at least you got to experience him, get to know him, get to work with him.
He was the best.
You have such a gift, and that's why we're always going to bring him up, because it's just like you got to experience something that everyone wishes they could.
Right.
I never even met Big. I never even saw him in person. I never even saw him perform.
Right.
And, you know, especially here in New York, Brooklyn, like, he's an icon. He's a legend. And he's one of those artists that we're never, ever going to let disappear. Every March 9th, we talk about Big, his birthday. Yeah. You know, we love CJ, we love Tiana. Like, it's just New York loves Big. Even 100%. Though, you know, he wasn't here for a long time, his legacy lives on to this day. Nice. And you're an extension of that. So anytime we get in your space, we're going to be like, tell me about Big. Tell me how you got to work with Big. Because we're curious about it. We loved him so much that it's like, tell me something that's going to make me feel good. Now, speaking about how we feel, me and you share something in common. We're both stroke survivors.
Oh, yeah, right. I forgot you had a stroke. Oh, my God. God forgive me. I'm sorry.
No. It's all good. And I felt so connected with you because as stroke survivors, the world doesn't understand us. They don't understand what we went through. And, you know, we don't have to get into it, but I want you to tell me.
We could. I'm cool with it.
You cool with it?
Of course. If it's going to help somebody, I'm cool with it.
It's heavy. But what I wanted to talk about is caretakers. Mm-hmm. It happened to me. It happened to you. Mm-hmm. But it happened to our family.
Right.
And, you know, I want to talk about the people in our life, our spouses, and the weight they have to carry.
Yeah.
And why we're only here today speaking because of them.
That's it.
You know, people
for my wife, I wouldn't be here.
And you say that
she took every phone call, every appointment, every medication I had to take. She did everything for me.
She managed your life. She saved your life, you know?
And you know what sucks? You're going to make me cry.
No, I'm not.
But we had just got married. In year 1, she had to go through that bullshit.
You know, E, without a test, there can't be a great testimony. And that woman is here to, you know, speak on the power of love, marriage, support, not abandoning your spouse when they're fucked up.
Right.
They're like, I don't even know if this person's going to walk again.
Right.
I don't know if this person's going to make us homeless.
Right.
And, you know, same thing with my husband. They were just like, nah, I'm not quitting on you. I fucking really, really love you. We're going to bring you back. We're going to bring you back. We're going to bring you to where you're still DJ Enuff, where you're still Honey German. You know what I'm saying? This is not going to end you.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Suffering a fucking stroke, you're laying in a bed and you're like, it's fucking over for me. Is this really how shit is going to end? And you know
You
what?
know,
Your wife and my husband decided, no, it's not going to fucking end like this for you. We're going to bring you back.
that's right. Even when I didn't want to fight for myself, she would fight for me. And then I would be mad at her for certain things. Like, what?
For
Why
pushing you, for
why I gotta
pushing you.
do this? And she was like, that's not good for you. Stop doing that shit. You know, it's that shit.
You know, my husband would drive me to physical therapy and I would cry to not go in.
Yeah.
And he's like, go in, do your physical therapy. And I'm like, I don't want to. And you know, you're so angry and you're so mad and you're so resentful that this shit happened to you that then you start, in a way, kind of like abusing the only person that's actually there for you.
Yeah.
But this is the hardest thing anybody will ever have to go through.
Facts.
And I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad we're having this conversation,
Yeah.
and I'm glad that, you know, this could take you out.
Yeah, it can.
I'm glad you woke up. I'm glad you walked in here. I'm glad you're still DJ Enuff. You know what I'm saying? And
Thank you.
for
baby.
that, I thank your wife, because I understand the power of a caretaker and the power of a caretaker not allowing you to become depressed,
That's
to
right.
become suicidal, to give up.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? They're the
Like,
glue that holds
Snap out of it. Get up. Let's go.
Párate, coño, ven, vamos pa' afuera. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, they have to build your confidence again. You know, you start
Give me
feeling,
a kiss. I'm
Come on.
sorry. Give
Come
me
on.
a kiss. Give me a kiss real quick.
come on,
Give me a kiss.
blow it, V, blow it, V. Oh, there you go, there you go. Come on, man, there you go. She's the reason you're here.
That's right.
She is the reason you're here. And, you know, if you're listening, I want you to know, you know, no matter what you're going through, you know, better times are going to come. You know, just don't let the anxiety, don't let the depression take you over. Don't feel hopeless. You can make it back. You can make it
Yeah.
back. And, you know, maybe you won't be who you were before.
Mm-hmm.
This will be a different version of you, but it'll be a healed version of you.
Right.
A version of you that's grateful to wake up every day.
Right.
Every day I wake up and I'm like, I didn't die last night.
That's right.
I never thought that when I would wake up before. It was just like automatic, let go.
Right.
And even every step we take, we're thankful for.
That's it.
And, you know, I didn't mean to get, you know, heavy and stuff, but
It's all good because sometimes we need that cleansing so we can move on
it is.
and other people can learn from us.
No, 100%. And, you know, if Enuff is here and if I'm here and, you know, we're still out here and we're still pushing and we're pushing for the culture and we're, you know, we're speaking out and we're not embarrassed by it because, you know, some people are embarrassed by it and they're like, they don't even share. It took a while for me to share. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you as a man, it took a while for you to be like, yo, I'm just going to put this out there. But you know what? It gives you freedom.
Yeah.
Didn't you feel so free when you shared? You were like, that's it. No more hiding.
There's no more hiding.
If you see me,
I
you know
spoke
what
to
the
my
fuck.
team. They helped me. Cass won. God rest his. I love him. He come to my crib. Because I was DJing. I was trying to DJ again, but I wasn't doing it well. And I was trying to do voiceover work, and I couldn't even do it. My guy, Mike Medium, would be like, yo, you sound horrible, bro. I'm like, what do you mean? I would people call my breaks, like, you sound horrible. I'm like, what do you mean? I said, I need you to tell me what you mean. And then he would sit there with me and I would go line for line, saying what I had to say. And then, sorry.
No, you're good. I feel you. You know, it's tough times and you think back.
So before that, I had my therapy too. So my therapy was different than yours.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was, they were like, hey, can you bring your equipment to the therapy? What do you mean? Bring your speakers, bring your turntables.
Occupational therapy.
We want to see exactly what you're doing. Like whatever you do at work, we want to be able to do the same thing here. So they wanted to see me DJ, cut, scratch, throw on an instrumental, do a live break, do a read, do a commercial. You know, I was like, wow, this is crazy. So one day, my guys, they left the wires home. My wife is like, what the hell's wrong with you guys, you fucks? Like, if you guys can't do it, then I'll fucking do it. But that's the kind of energy I had. Like, that kind of energy to help. Shout out to my Aunt Letty and Glenn. They drove me a lot of times to the therapy.
It takes a village.
Yeah. It was dope. And then Cass would come to my crib, and he'd be like, okay, Pop, 15 minutes. I'm like, okay, I'm going to DJ for 15 minutes today. So my first 15 minutes, I was like, whoa, I did it, bro.
Milestones, right?
But after I was done, I passed out.
You were exhausted.
I was exhausted.
Your brain was like, what was
My brain
this?
was exhausted. I was like, what? I said, what I normally would do for 30, 40 years, whatever, how many years it's been, I couldn't even do no more. So I was like, what the hell? So he came back the next day. All right, Pop, 20 minutes today.
I
Like
love that
20
you had
minutes?
accountability.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
And I did it. And then COVID hit. So everybody was going live. So I remember I said, you know what? I'm going to go live too. Knowing that I'm sick, but I said, I don't care. I'm going to go live. I went live. I did an hour. So I was like, wow.
You pushed yourself.
Yeah. But I also got hyped because I read all the comments while I was DJing. They were reading them back to me. Yo, they're saying you on fire. You doing this, blah, 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 blah. And then I went an hour and a half. And then after that, they clipped me because of the copyright stuff.
Yeah.
But I had a really good time coming back.
And I'm glad, this didn't take you out and it didn't defeat you.
No, me too.
It's a lesson. The hardest fucking lesson ever, right?
Yeah.
But we're here. You're here.
We are here.
Your legacy lives on and you can speak out on it and you can become, like, I work with the American Heart Association, creating, awareness with strokes, with heart disease. Because it is something that affects Black and brown a lot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Our health, the way we take care of our health, the way I didn't even know what a stroke was before it happened to me. Like, I had to research it afterwards. But, creating awareness and, just sharing our story is so powerful. Like, sometimes I'm like, maybe it happened just so I can help. Because
maybe
I don't see no other reason why it happened. I'm like, maybe this is why.
I was lucky because I didn't have no facial
damage. Yeah, drooping, the facial drooping. Okay.
I didn't have maybe my lip a little bit because my wife says your lip is looking, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
but you look good.
And then my left foot was dragging for a couple of months, but when I went in that therapy, man, I got on that treadmill. I started rocking. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna get better.
And we have to be grateful because I know stroke survivors that never woke up again. Never walked again. You know what I'm saying? And for that, every day I am thankful. Even though it means that someone has it worse than me,
right?
It puts everything into position for me. I'm like, I work, I walk, I speak. Stop being ungrateful because a lot of the times we're like, I hate my life, I'm unhappy. And we don't take a moment to realize, how lucky we really are.
Yeah, because somebody else definitely has it worse.
Like my husband's cousin, she had a stroke. She's still asleep.
Wow.
And she's never going to wake up again. So things like that, put everything into perspective for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm lucky, I'm here, I'm blessed. It was a lot of work to get back, but estamos aquí, right?
Yeah.
And the best is yet to come.
I'm happy I'm just loved.
No, you're adored. Are you crazy?
That's it. I'm happy I'm just loved.
And moments like that show you who your tribe is. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You're lucky to have that wife. That's all I'm going to say. You're lucky to have that wife. You would have been single. Don't know how things would have unfolded for you.
Probably been dead.
Stop. I'm glad you married me. And she's an amazing woman. It takes a very, very strong partner and spouse to see somebody through this.
Yeah. And sometimes you don't realize it until it's gone and you don't want that.
Mm-mm.
So I don't ever want that.
Nah, you better take care of her. Need her here for life.
Yes, I can.
That's what's up. Fatherhood. How hard was fatherhood for you?
It wasn't hard. I think it was what's that thing called? Like you're an octopus and you're just juggling different things. Multitasking.
Yeah, multitasking. Yeah, because you were outside. You were on the radio. You were in the clubs. You're traveling. You have the heavy hitters. Like being a dad. How did you put that in there?
I'll give you a perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I forgot what year it was, but my son was probably 4 years old. I went to Atlanta to do a party for Target and the 100 Black Men Enforcers or something like that, like a corporate event, whatever. I took my son with me to the gig. He's 4 years old.
Un bebé.
Right. Now, the music's loud, so he's probably trying to take a nap, so I had him in the lobby of the event. I had my role manager, Freddie P, shout out to him. He would watch him, and I would put a long record on. I'd run out, be like, Poppy, you okay? Hey, Poppy.
Daddy's here.
I'll be right back. And that's what I did the whole night. But that happened a lot of times. Or like I had to do a couple of gigs. Maybe I was dating a girl or something like that. You would watch my son for me. What do you mean? Stay in my apartment and watch my son. That was my life. That's how it be.
And now we have Riot?
Now we have Riot USA, one of the biggest producers in the country.
World-known Riot USA.
Yeah.
That's so dope. How did he start producing? That was through you, or
No.
he went off and did his own thing?
He did his own thing.
Because we didn't even know he was your son for a very long time.
He did his own thing.
Good for him. He was like, I am not DJ Enuff's son.
His
I
mother-
am Riot
His
USA.
mother called me one time.
Mhm.
She was like, I'm going to pick up your son. I said, okay, cool. From where? From a club. What club? Your son's performing at a club. I said, what are you talking about? He's 14 years old or he's 15 years old, whatever it was. She's like, yeah. I don't understand the conversation I'm having with her. What do you mean? The drinking age in New York City is 21. He is not allowed in the club. What is my 15-year-old son doing in the club? He's performing. Performing what?
You're like, he's an artist?
Is he dancing? What is he doing? He's an artist. I said, get out of here.
Really? This is how you found out?
He hid it from me. He hid it from me on purpose because DJ Enuff. I think he was more worried about what I thought.
Your input.
I just thought that was.
You know, Dad is going to try to sprinkle his ideation in there, and you know.
But I didn't. I never did. It wasn't until, honestly, maybe 3-4 months ago, he calls me. We have a long conversation. Might have been after Puerto Rico, babe. And he says, you know what, Dad? I just want you to know you're responsible for every ounce of everything I'm doing out here without even telling me what to do. I was like, why? He goes, remember those trips on the weekends when you pick me up so I spend time with you? I listened to all that music in the car. When you thought I wasn't listening, I was listening. When I had my earbuds on, I had one on, one off. That's to this day, he says, yo, Dad, play some of your stuff. So I said, what do you mean by my stuff? He goes, play the old school stuff that I don't know what it is, that maybe I could sample, maybe I could whatever. So I'll be in the car with him now. I'm playing whatever it is that I'm into. And he was like, wow. You know what he wants for Christmas?
What?
I can't tell you because when is it coming out?
No, no, you can tell me.
Okay. What he wants for Christmas is for me to give him some random records. Like he says, not Michael Jackson, not like that, just obscure records that, you know, I could maybe just get some ideas from.
That you pick?
Yeah, he wants me to pick them. So I was like, that's amazing. From where?
You pick?
That's easy. That's easy peasy. That's the greatest Christmas gift ever because it's like, he said, Dad, go to the $2 bin. Give me the cheap records. They could be messed up. I don't care. I'm like, okay. That's what my son wants. It's amazing.
He's a creative. It's crazy how you created that without even knowing you were doing it. Makes sense.
Super proud of him, man.
Right?
He's one of them kids who did everything he was supposed to do. Went to college, graduated, got a job. No, prior to that, he was valeting cars in City Island.
Really?
Yeah, that was his first job.
He had a little gig.
He liked it.
But at the same time...
Because he was making cash.
Oh, claro que
And he was parking those expensive cars. And then he told me, I don't know, Dad, sometimes I might not like this. So why? Because sometimes the tough guys drive the nice cars. And I'm gonna have to deal with that BS. But
I want you to know, we're all proud of him.
I'm proud of him too.
It's a big deal. I remember when they were like, hey, that's Enuff's son. I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
Crazy.
This is Enuff's little son. Time flies.
And he got with Ice Spice and they got together and made history. Crazy.
Yeah, that whole Munch situation, that was when things really took off for him.
Flew
Right?
up out of here. Now he's nominated for 2 Grammys.
Isn't that insane? Grammy nominated.
Yeah, 2 of them. Not 1, 2. Yeah, 2 different categories, right?
I love this for him, and I love this for you.
Shout out to Chris Brown. Thank you.
Crazy. That is I'm so happy for you, you know, that you got to see this. And
me too.
You know, whatever you maybe didn't get into, your son did. Like,
right.
We're going to manifest him winning a Grammy.
That's it.
You're like, my son is not only at the Grammys, he won a Grammy. Like, it don't get no bigger than that.
I can't wait till that happens. If that happens, it's over. I'm going to yell, like, from the rooftops.
I know you're going out there.
I'm going to go.
You better go.
Yeah, we going.
Listen, it don't get no bigger than this. And you know what I love is that, you know, with him being Latino, Ice Spice being part like Dominican, like it's just so dope. Like the movement itself just felt so good, especially here in New York.
Yeah, he did a dope record with Tokisha too. A
I
nice
saw
spice.
that Toki song. Yeah, I like that
Not
song.
bad, right?
Oh no, that shit is dope. That shit's fire, and I love the record is fire. The video is the
That's
fact
dope.
that both of them were together. They were in DR.
That's
Like
what's
the
up.
whole dynamic and the
That's
whole
dope.
rollout of that record.
That's
It just
dope.
feels good, and it's just like Latinos in hip hop, a new wave of
new wave.
Latinos in hip hop, and I love what they're doing here.
Me too.
Now, you were at High 97 your entire career.
Yes.
Do you regret staying there the entire time?
To a certain degree, yes.
Okay.
I spoke to one of my icons, Angie Martinez.
Big shout out Angie Martinez.
And
She's in the building.
And we spoke, and she was like, you were supposed to have been left before. We talked about it because that's how she talks to me.
Because she did it.
Because when she left,
yeah,
she was worried about me from back then. But I got to stay there another 10, 15 years after. So I was like, wow, I did it for myself. So I was proud of myself. But she was always still worried about me because she wasn't there to protect me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you guys had a long run together.
Because she's the big boss. That's the voice of New York.
Period.
Oh my God. And you know what the crazy part when I think about it? Nobody gave us directions or a blueprint how to do this. We just did it the way we were supposed to do it.
You guys were kids.
Yeah, man.
Like when Angie posts pictures of her, I'm like, she was a child.
Right.
She posted a picture when she went out to LA to interview Pac. I'm like,
right.
She looks 12.
To the kid.
So you guys just
did it.
Were winging it.
Just did it.
And in the process became icons, legends.
Legendary.
The blueprint for, radio, Latinos in hip hop. New York is like, everybody knows who Angie Martinez is, who DJ Enuff is, especially if you're Dominicano, you're Puerto Rican. Like, we idolized you guys. Like, we listened to you on the radio. It was just like, you guys were the end all be all.
Well, thank you. That means a lot.
No, it really does. And I'm wondering now, what's next for DJ Enuff? Like, what do you want to do? You want to put on your producer hat full time?
75% full time.
Okay.
I want to work on a podcast.
Okay.
Just like you.
We're getting it? We're getting a DJ?
Yep.
Do you have a name? You don't have to share it.
Heavy Hitters Podcast.
Okay.
And then I ain't told nobody this yet. Then I'm working on a book. It's only right. Tell my story, right?
Autobiography?
Yeah. Why not?
You started working on it already?
I got the introduction part. I'm just waiting for the table of contents, and after that, we'll start working on it.
Who are you working on this with?
My man, Jesus.
This is going to be iconic.
Jesus, I don't know if he's at Tidal still, but he worked at Latino magazine for many years. And the reason why it's special to me, because he met his wife when they were trying to be apprentices for Angie Martinez.
Really? Both of them?
Yep.
Look at that.
So to me, that means everything.
This is iconic. I love this.
It is.
Book, podcast, producer.
Yeah.
No, because a lot of us were wondering. We're like, what's next for
Right.
DJ Enuff? When...
I don't know if I want to do radio again. I just don't know. I'm not to say I won't.
You did it.
I'm not to say I won't try it.
Uh-huh.
Only if the opportunity that's right comes up.
It has to make sense.
Has to make sense.
You're 100% right. But you did it. It's like,
Yeah.
I would love to see you in a different
I
space.
did that already. Let's do something else.
There is so much, knowledge with you, so much wisdom, so much experience that it's just like, we got to see you in a different light.
Thank you.
And I'm glad that you already have a plan and you're like, I'm not going to go away. I'm not going to be like, oh, it was nice knowing you people.
I'm not going nowhere.
We
got work to do.
Absolutely.
We got things to do.
DJ Enuff 2.0.
That's it.
I'm excited about this. I'm excited about this next chapter.
That's why I wanted to come up here, because I thought you're my friend. And I'm proud of you also. And we have history, both me and your man. Mm-hmm. And why not talk to friends?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
This is what this is for. It's just
100%.
If you're a Latino, if you made a difference, if you're currently making a difference, right. I want to make sure I sit down with you and I let you know you're amazing. You mattered. You still matter. All your achievements, all your accomplishments, they inspired several generations.
Thank you, darling.
Because, it's like kids know enough. 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds. Like, that's not normal.
Right.
It's like our parents know some people, but to have, let's say, maybe 4 generations that were aware of who you were and listened to you on the radio, that's unmatched.
That's it. You saw that?
There you go. But oh no, not you trying to pop.
Match. Match.
I'm gonna have to wrap you up. I'm gonna have to wrap you up. Nah, I really want to thank you, for taking the time to come up here, sitting down with me.
100%.
And I want to thank you for being who you are.
A lot of love, sis. A lot of love.
Gracias.
I'll come back anytime you want.
Exactly. I was just gonna say that. Gracias. Come again. When the book drops, when the podcast drops.
All right. I got a place to showcase.
100%. We're gonna get behind you full throttle.
That's what's up.